Okay, guys, welcome to another vintage video. Today we're playing a bit of Savannah Vine, as I've called it, which is a AggroVine deck with Savannahs in. It's a little white splash that I've played in the last couple of events I played it in a challenge, came 9th on Breakers, played it in a London event, came 10th, so missed top 8 on Breakers with it twice now. So I think there's something there. Um, Basically, the idea is we've got this AggroVine bit. So we've got bazaars, we've got powders, 8 lizards, 4 vines, 4 hollow ones, and then the hex rings and collector roofs that we're used to having in our AggroVine decks. But we've got 4 savannahs, giving us 2 main deck swords to plowshares. And then post board, we get access to Containment Priest, Deafening Silence, more plows, and a Caracas. Obviously, Caracas isn't white, but we get some post board hate pieces, Vigors, Besagers, and Endurances to round out each little package. And I've gone up to 2 Norods and 4 Collect Roofs. In the main, I just think they're all really good at the moment. And I've got Life from the Loam and a few Once Upon a Times that can be good at finding bazaars, savannahs, wastelands, you know? So I don't think it's the most powerful thing in the world, but I've had a lot of fun playing it. So we're going to run it through a league and see how we get on. But it's a rough idea of you've got your normal deck and then access to white mana gives you access to post board hate, which I think is true in a lot of formats. So let's head down and see how we do. Okay, so first we're against Mr. Doot. We have won the die roll, so we're gonna be on the play. And this hand is it is a questionable one, but I think we keep it. We're gonna attack for 5 a bunch. We've got a collector roof and a wasteland. So we can go Lotus, crack it, resolve a creature, play a cradle, and then we can just start blowing up their lands. I don't know what Mr. Doot plays. I don't recognise the username. Let's just lead on Black Lotus and see where it takes us. It takes us to green mana. And I'm going to cast a Collector Reef. Let's see where that takes us. That resolves. We'll cast a Lizard. And then I'm going to play a Gaia's Cradle. So we've got the full 4-turn clock on board on turn 1. They haven't revealed a Lurus, which is why I'm interested in keeping this into like this Collector Roof sort of thing. Because it means their mono white hand's dead, the Doomsday pile's difficult, the Jewel Shops is rough, the blah 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 blah. No Lurus can mean bug, but it can also just mean that Collector Roof is kind of cracked, if you know what I mean. Breach can't combo us. So that's a Vengevine. I think we go to combat. We attack for our 5 points of damage. See if they push us. If they have pushed, then we're probably against bug, and my keep was awful and life is pain. But otherwise, I think we're okay. Now we'll just play Wasteland and waste that Underground Sea. They float a blue. They cast Ancestral. Cool. So that's something I haven't got at the moment. Is like Misstep and Chalice, which maybe I should find space. Maybe I should find space for. Maybe they should just be in the main deck instead of those 2 plows or something. This looks like Doomsday. Sea, Ancestral, generic fetch land. So if they were to concede the game right now, I would be very interested in bringing in the 2 endurances that we've got post board. They will discard to hand size, giving us more info, which is cool. A Flusterstorm, yeah. The old Day of Doom. So let's go with an attack for 3, I think. So we're going to make this damage back with this Yavimaya Cradle. into this Hex Drinker. And now this has got protection from instants. And next turn we can probably play AggroVine. Attack for 8, 9, 10, 11. That's close, isn't it? Be cool if we draw another Gaia's Cradle. Oh no, cool. Sorted. So they've got an Underground Sea. And a Consider. So yeah, Doomsday. It's the Doomsday list that the Epic Storm played at Eternal Weekend. And I think Justin played a Consider list recently in a league or something. We can die here. There are some kills from this position. But it might be hard to execute with the Collect Roof in play. Oh, so it's just a Delve spell. It's a Time Walk. Okay, Walk might do it, because Walk would be then Ritual Doomsday Gush, right? And that would win. Oh, they cycled a Street Wraith. Okay, so they haven't got anything rolled up just yet. Double cycle on Street Wraith after resolving Time Walk is intriguing. Also, you can Vamp, Upkeep, but now I think you're a mana short of doing everything, unless you've got a kill spell for this Collector Roof in your main. So you usually play main deck removal though. Dark Ritual, Doomsday, you go to 2, and you can gush into 1 mana without having Fatal Push in your deck or a bounce spell. I don't know if they do play that though, so this could be a tough pile to build for the opponent. Just I don't think they've usually got removal. I think they've usually just got the permission, and post board they might have access to a little bit of spot removal, like Snuff Out, Fatal Push. Soul Rend is like the sweets that I think of. But Soul Rend might not be these guys though. Soul Rend might not be Doomsday. Soul Rend might be more other people. So we've got Ancestral Walk that they're taking out the yard. Lotus is still in play. This turn has to be, because this is the Time Walk turn, right? So this has to be Gush into 2 mana to Time Walk. You're on 2. So they Gush. They get a land drop. Blue. Chain of Vapor. Very good. Okay, well I'll sack my Cradle and bounce your Lotus. Does that do anything? No. Okay, cool. They did have main deck Chain. Cool. So we lose. As is tradition. Versus Doomsday. Ancestral's down to 0. Nice pile, nice play. And we're dead. So I never did get the refund on my 2 points of damage that I missed, did I? What do I want then? 2 Endurances. 2 Deafening Silence. Am I interested in Plough? They might have post-board Murktides, which could be annoying. I think I'll trim slightly here, and then maybe I'll just drop a Once Upon a Time or something. I think I want to keep the Ploughs. I think I'll just drop the Null Rods. And then a Once Upon a Time, because I've got 4 cards. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm not sure, but the 2 Endurances and the Deafening Silence are like the headline. Force of Vigor doesn't really do anything against them. Null Rod's good, but as we saw then, Null Rod's not the be-all and end-all. So maybe I just need to be faster, and my hand was bad. But that was cool. Main deck Chain you don't see every day. Maybe you do, and I'm just out of touch, but I played it when I played Doomsday just after Eternal Weekend. I did a Doomsday League. Okay, welcome back. Well, not welcome back. Well, yeah, welcome back, I guess. Game 2. Opponent's on 61 cards. So we've got Endurance, but no other mana, nothing to do, nowhere to go. So we're going to mulligan. We've got Bazaar, a Hollow One, Lotus Petal, Wasteland. This is great. So we'll keep this. We'll put back one of our Gaia's Cradles. And we'll play a Bazaar and activate it. Collect Roof, Collect Roof. So let's discard Root Waller. Root Waller, Petal. Collect Roof. I think so. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. It's a bit annoying if one of my creatures don't resolve, actually. It's a bit annoying if they play a Tabernacle at Pendule Vale, but this means I get to just play Collect Roof next turn and Wasteland on turn 3. Maybe the sequencing there is off. So Sapphire immediately taps it, so they know they're going somewhere. Or are they going to wait because they want to do it on my turn sort of thing? Because they've got the Considers, right? The whole idea of the Considers is we don't need to tap our mana sources quite as much. Yeah, so they're not going anywhere because they've got Considers in their deck. So Riftstone Portal, I think, allows me to activate here. Just go and see if we can find something that's more compelling than Collect Roof. It's not. None of these cards are more compelling than Collect Roof. So we'll play the Bazaar, play a Cradle, make 2 mana and cast an Oof. The Riftstone Portal going to the graveyard makes all of our lands Savannahs, which is nice. Opponent floats a blue off the Sapphire, casts an Ancestral, fetches. Cool. So we may not be resolving here. Consider. Pitches a Delta off the Consider. 8 cards. Pays some life for Force of Will pitching Flusterstorm. So next turn they've got a really good Murktide Regent turn as well, haven't they? Which is kind of terrifying. Did I keep some plows in the deck? I did for that exact reason, didn't I? Yeah, 2 of them. Okay. And all my lands are Savannahs at this point. So Moxjet could just be dead in this spot. Misty Rainforest, DT. Yeah, man. This is tough. This is a lot more power than we can play with. So this could just be DT for Doomsday. It could be DT for a Consort kill next turn. The Ancestral's already gone, so they could DT for Dig Through Time. And they can dig, leaving the Ancestral in their graveyard as well. In a weird spot where I've got Wasteland, but my Wasteland doesn't do anything. So yeah, Murktide would be thick. Dig Through Time would probably be lethal. My clock is not very good. They've passed the turn. See if we can top deck another Oof. We cannot. Let's visit the Bazaar. Once Upon a Time. Is Once Upon a Time better than Wasteland? And probably. What does Wasteland do for us here? Not a lot. Although Wasteland does take them off BBB, right? So maybe that is the joke that we're supposed to make. I think that's better. So let's try that out. Cast a Lizard. Attack for 5. Wasteland your Underground Sea. But I don't have great hope of us untapping in this position. So we'll see what they can come up with. See if it does the job. They're fetching with Misty in response to our Wasteland. And if this is to Gush, then that's like possibly quite cool for us if we've just taken them off something. If it's to Dig, then it's just what I thought anyway. But dig through time, leaving Ancestral in the bin. And then we'll just watch them do the thing where we lose, and then we'll be off to round 2. Got our one like hate piece countered, and then never really recovered in this game, but they did have a lot of power, right? This was Ancestral Sapphire Jet DT, so upper echelons of the Doomsday draws. Tough for us to contend with, because this is the thing, is we are quite a low powered deck, but we are just annoying enough to squeeze out some games and matches. The other very big advantage of this deck is we're hard to sideboard against. Like, your lane on the voids aren't very good. Your spot removal can be quite bad in the face of Vengevines, this sort of thing. So yeah, it's we're quite resilient against various game plans, but I typically find Doomsday and Oath of Druids to be our worst matchups. So I don't know what card they just played there. What was that? Oh, Dark Ritual. Okay. So yeah, Oath and Doomsday are typically the worst, but they've got 3 blue floating. Okay, cool. And then they Street Wraith down to 1, which gives them the Ancestral back, and then that's game. So Doomsday just wins, and we lose. I'm not too cut up about that. That's just the nature of this deck. We are weak against Doomsday, so it goes. Let's see if we can win a round. Okay, round 2. We're up against maybe Shark. So they may be good. Who knows? Lurus of the Dream Den. And how do we feel about this hand? I think it's wank. Let's go and powder it away. Now we've got Bazaar. Turn 1 Collector Roof. I think I like this hand a lot more. I'm going to lead on the Oof though. Let's cast a Mox Pearl, see if that gets countered. And then we'll just go Savannah, Collector Roof. See what they think. They don't think about it at all. Cool. In we are. And then this lets us draw a bit to our Vengevine. They've got a Misty Rainforest. We can't get Bowmastered this turn. So let's draw a card. It's another Savannah. Let's activate our Bazaar. Hollow one. Probably play that. I'm probably going to just discard this Boseiju and a Savannah. Well, I've already got Savannah in play. So maybe I keep the Savannah. Maybe I discard the Savannah, but then I don't have... Yeah, I want to keep a Savannah and discard the Boseiju, I think. Discard a Vengevine. I will just cast the Hollow one now. And then we might have a bit sitting around to do whilst we attack into their open mana for a while. And some... Basically, from this turn onwards, they've got Bowmasters available. Bowmasters being available means we need to get a bit creative with when we activate our Bazaar of Baghdad. Bowmasters being available also means we can't attack with the Collector Roof. Oh, Thundering Fools. Okay, so they're like a nonsense Lurus deck. So we actually might be in a much better position than I thought, having resolved Collector Roof. Because Thundering Falls typically means breach. Blue is a time walk, yeah, bro. They're still going to have, like, bolts, plows, pushes. But we don't have to care about Bowmaster. What the hell is that? Oh, it says the Monkey Brew. That's a Thunder Trap Trainer, which is a glorified Augur of Bolas, I think. Or maybe Augur of Bolas is worse, I don't know. They're going to look at the top few cards of their deck, top 4 cards of their deck, and reveal a non-creature spell, and it's got an ability where you can copy it, but it costs 4 mana. So, okay then. Now I really regret not having Passagia in my hand. Because they're not going to be out there playing Psychic Frogs. Mishra's Bauble that can't activate. Mishra's Bauble that can't activate. Mox Opal that can't activate. But we're, you know, a bolt away from death. That's a Mox Opal as well. Or another Soul Ring. Cool. There's only a 1-2. I'm going to activate my Bazaar. Lizard is great. So we can discard the Lizard and the Savannah and the Powder. Cast this guy. It gets through. Play a Cradle. Cast a Vengevine. Trigger a Vengevine. Attack you for 14. Opponent has 2 cards. And this is the same thing, right? We're about to pass the turn, having attacked our opponent for 14 points. But there is definitely a world where they untap, cast Lightning Bolt, and then we die. So this is the mindset you have to be in, or like you just have to be, not mindset maybe, but like you just have to be happy with the fact that you're going to present something to your opponent, cross your fingers, and hope that it's good. A lot of your opponents will do exactly this. They'll have a line which is like, I need to draw an Ancestral to get out of it. This time it was good. Against our Doomsday opponent, it wasn't. But it's very easy to see how it can unravel. But we just put a lot of power and toughness into play, and then cross our fingers is quite frequently the recipe. I think I need to look up a monkey list. Okay, so this is the Unlucky Monkey 4 Thundertrap Trainer PO list. So 16 artifacts, Lorien, Flame of Anor, 4th Elingus, 1 Plow. This has got, oh yeah, it's got Thundering Falls, Portable Hole, Pyroblast. Doesn't matter for us. Pyroblast doesn't matter to us. Soul Guide doesn't usually matter to us. So yeah, this is the list, and we're gonna probably not spend 324 euros on a hoodie, but let's go to sideboarding then. So what do you want? Maybe Vigor's good just because it's so big. Deafening Silence is good because it's so disruptive. Do I want another Passagia? I don't think so. They're not gonna. They don't tinker for Sphinx, do they? So Hex Drinker, likely nonsense in a combo matchup. Plow, I like to keep a couple in most of the time. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the Plows. No, I think I'm gonna keep it Once Upon a Time and chuck a Plow. They just have Thundertrap trainers, Lurus, and like a Snapcaster mage. So I don't think Plow's gonna matter. Maybe they've got Urza's Saga. This hand looks funny, right, in your artifact combo deck, and I'm going to play a Deafening Silence and back that up by casting 3 Null Rods in a row. So we are on the draw, which is a problem. They've got turn 1 PO, which is a problem. Not beating that in a hurry. Oh, it's just a Thundertrap Trainer. Which reveals a Plow. And then they cast Time Walk. Or another Trainer. I don't know why I dismissed the Plow. Oops. Never mind. And another Thundertrap Trainer. Okay, so they're holding Plow. PO. Cool. And 1 mystery card. I'm going to play Savannah. And I'm going to cast Deafening Silence. So that's a rule of law for non-creature spells. Opponent plays Mana Vault. That's their spell. They're going to PO on my turn in response to my Null Rod. But I guess that's the joke, right? That's what we're here to do. So, oh, I was meant to play the Null Rod, not the Collector Roof. That was a mistake. We plow it. Okay, well, they plow it, but they can still only cast 1 spell per turn, so their PO is going to be difficult to resolve happily because it takes them so long to rebuild from the PO. They have got the Thunder Trap trainers on the go. But they can buy Lurus with this mana, right? So they can PO buy Lurus. Or they can just buy Lurus, cast Lurus. So they're going to PO it all. They've got 14 cards in their hand. If they can answer the Deafening Silence, we probably die. But that would have to be a creature spell to kill the Deafening Silence. I don't think they've made a land drop. But they can play another Thunder Trap trainer. They can play 2 Thunder Trap trainers. They've got a Tundra. Blue. What's this? It should just be Thunder Trap trainer, right? Because of my Deafening Silence, and you've cast your spell. So there's one. They've cast the PO that they got. They get Walk, which they can't cast this turn, but they can cast next turn. They don't cast the other trainer. I don't understand why. They go to discard with 13 cards in hand. So Deafening Silence has done some good work for us there. Our big question is, what do we want to do? They've discarded Vault, Crypt, Thundering Falls, Time Walk's gone. Okay. Let's draw a card. I've already cast a spell this game. I guess we just play the Bazaar and activate. So the Vengevine's an easy discard, and the Once Upon a Time an easy discard is what I can activate here. We'll discard Vengevine, Once Upon a Time, Blazing. We will cast the Blazing. We'll cast a Collect Roof. We'll trigger a Vengevine. Bish, bash, bosh. This oof might not resolve, but we might just immediately get plowed. Yep, I Collect Roof. But I still have a Deafening Silence in place. So they're looking for like their 1 Prismatic Ending or something like that. A Wear Tear, this sort of thing. Island. No, not island. Blue mana. So like Dig Through Time is your spell for the turn. Yep. Dig for the turn. Next turn is waste your Tundra, play my Collect Roof. I have drawn a high portion of Collect Roofs this game, but, you know, I play 6 of them. I don't know what you want from me. Opponent does not attack. Opponent discards a Mox Emerald. I'm going to Wasteland their Tundra, because I think that's their removal colorway, color suite. I'm going to play a Collect Roof. I'm going to attack for 4. Opponent's got 7 cards in hand. And I don't think I'm particularly interested in activating the Bazaar this turn, because I am interested in resolving this Null at some point in the distant future. By that I mean next turn. Opponent plays an Urza's Saga, which might make us change our minds. Green and blue makes a Thunder Trap trainer. Okay. So now I want to activate to go and find a Wasteland again, right? Thunder Trap trainer draws Prismatic Ending, which is going to get rid of the Deafening Silence. That's a Vengevine, though. So I could just play a Vengevine. And then you've got to answer Deafening Silence and Collect a Roof. Or I could activate for Wasteland. Activate for Wasteland. What does activate do? Activate can find Wasteland. Second Deafening Silence. I think activate's better because I can find more hate and I also get to put a Null Rod into play. Another Deafening Silence, perfect. Well, kind of perfect. So what do I do then? I need to discard 3 of these. So I guess I can't play the Null Rod, but do I want to keep the Null Rod and the Deafening Silence, discarding the Vengevine? But if I keep the Vengevine, How many do I keep? I keep 2. I keep 2. So the Vengevine's not castable next turn, because I'll discard the mana sources to play the Deafening Silence. So if I don't have the mana sources for Vengevine next turn, the Vengevine can go. The Deafening Silence stays, because that's what I'm going to play this turn. And then discard Bazaar and Savannah. We know they're holding Prismatic Ending. In for 4. Opponent falls to 6. So they have to play Prismatic Ending, get rid of my Deafening Silence. Then they have to kill my Collector Roof, and they also have to have Force of Will right now, which they didn't have. Okay, so I think that makes it good for us. Their Saga ticks up. But their Saga's going to make a 1-1. That's another trainer, that's fine. They might still be looking for white mana. We've got a Flame of Anor. That's a white mana. But it doesn't work. Let's go and just play all of our cards and flip a Bazaar, I guess. So what does flipping Bazaar do? I guess I flip Bazaar now, actually. I've got the Null Rod, which I'm pretty happy with. That's a Lizard, sure. So we put a Lizard into play. I shouldn't have... difficult. I kind of need... Yeah, I do want to resolve this Null Rod, because I think it's just going to make their life annoying. If it's not already. They do have, like, an incredible amount of time. But now I'm doubled up on every hate piece. And I'm not too stressed about anything they can do, I don't think. Like, maybe they'll have, like, you know, there's obviously ways they can get out of this. But it requires them to kill 4 separate permanents before their deck can really do everything. That's a good draw, though. Lorien revealed, so I'll get a Tundra, which unlocks the Prismatic Ending, which unlocks nothing, first of all, because it's a long way home from where we are at the moment. But so they Prismatic Ending, a Deafening Silence. Tundra's here, Prismatic Ending's gone. Next turn they've got Flame of Anor. Upkeep, we can flip our Bazaar of Baghdad. Find Plough and Cradle. Okay, bye. Hold the Lizard, because we've got a Vengevine in the yard. Attack for 4. Thunder Trap blocks. Pass to opponent. Maybe I should have played the Lizard, actually, because that was actually lethal on board then. But I know they're holding Flame of Anor, so the guy's dead, so it's actually only 5. We've still got Deafening Silence. That's their spell for the turn. This turn we get to attack with everything. We get to activate our Bazaar for nothing. I will discard the Lizard, though, because it means I get to waste them. And I believe I can attack with the squad now. Snapcaster Mage would be a pain in the dick, actually. So I want to hold this back and just get in for 2. Man, if I'd pre-combat that Wasteland, that would have been so much better. Sure, whatever. I'm going to attack like this. So I don't want to get flash snapped. Thunder Trap eats a Lizard. Opponent falls 2-1 life. Please put your Tundra into your graveyard. I should have done that pre-combat, so then I would have known if I could attack my Collector Roof and the match is over. So that was a bit more like it. Obviously, we drew a very high number of hate cards. but their deck is slow. Our hate was potent. That was cool. Good games. See you for round 3. Okay, round 4. 3. It says there, match 3 against Jakima. Yakima. I don't know. But they've got a Lurus. We've got a Collector Roof, a Once Upon a Time, a Life from the Loam, Wasteland, Cradle, the Dream. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. So many different plans. Can't cast any of them. We can cast the Once Upon a Time. But let's see what the opponent hits us with to start with. Polluted Delta and an immediate fetch. Player with purpose. Underground Sea. Mox Pearl. Time Walk. Oh, yeah. Oh, I do have plays. Okay. Leave me alone, Magic Online. Right. They get an extra turn, which is powerful. But I do have a Life from the Loam. So, from the 2-mana sorceries cast this game, that will be cast this game at least. I'm pretty sure mine's better. Okay, right. Meticulous Archive. So it's just going to be like Lurus Control. No, it's not. So our Collector Roof is busted. It's a Esper PO list. I'm going to cast Once Upon a Time to start with. See what that does for us. They've got 3 cards over there. And they've forced the Once Upon a Time. Pitching what? Pitching Mister. Alright, well this is my Bazaar of Baghdad. Lizard. This is tough. Lizard Loam Bazaar. Is that good? I don't think so. Yeah, no, I think it's fine. I think I want the access to 2 real mana to cast my Loam if that's where the game goes. I also want this Plow for the Lurus. I also want this Collector Roof and this redundant Collector Roof effect in Null Rod. And that's what I've got. I would like to top deck a Lizard next turn, because that would pass us 3 cards, 2 mana, immediate Collector Roof. Opponent's paying some costs. They've got a Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. Not ideal if you ask me. 4 cards in hand after the Ancestral resolves. I think Misstep and Chalice would be worth it. They've got a Mana Crypt. Cool. Lorien. Finds at land, I presume. Gets a Volcanic. So 4 colours all over the place. Snap Ancestral. Back up to 4 cards. So it's just a PO list. And I do probably, regardless, just need to activate this turn to get into 2 mana. I don't think there's a way around that for us. Okay, well, if we get another turn, sorry. Right, it's my upkeep. And there's a bauble trigger on the stack. Sorry if there's loads of background noise. My cat's having a couple of minutes where they go apeshit. We take a draw step. Alright, Powder. I'm going to activate because I need another creature. I don't want to Dredge Loam. Oh god. I don't want to Dredge Loam. Well, that was horrifying. Plow, Powder, Powder. Waste your Underground Sea, because that's going to kill your tutors. Kind of. No, it's not. And then, sure, we'll attack for 1. Quite happy to trade off with a Snapcaster Mage, because that means they can't pick up the Snapcaster Mage with a PO. So I don't like the block on their side. I do like the attack on my side. Oh, but then they can lure us back the Snapcaster Mage, so maybe they're and take a Time Walk. So maybe I'm stupid and they're fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Is there a mana short? And they've got it. Cool. So then I lose, and my attack was awful. Yeah. That's how that's going to work. So yeah, my idea of attack, because if they block, they can't snap back. They can't pick up the snap with the PO. Was terrible because now they can Lurus back the Snapcaster Mage and Snapcaster the Time Walk. So things that make sense in your own head aren't always great. Now they walk with 3 cards in hand, whilst I struggle to produce 2 mana. Yeah, I missed that line completely, which is problematic for our chances of winning. And they've drawn so many cards that the likelihood of this oof resolving is so low that I'm quite concerned. So they fetch a Tundra. They cast a Dress Down in their main phase. Just for cards, I guess. Then the Dress Down means my Collect Roof is bad, which means our next turn, if we get one, is they've got 1 card in hand. So we can't. They recast the Dress Down. Yeah, so now our Collect Roofs are always dead. So we just cast Norwood instead. Yeah, that attack kind of screwed everything up, didn't it? I really liked it for one reason, but it was horrible for another reason, and that reason was on board. So, hey, you've got 2 cards in hand. This was a null rod. Opponent might just have hardcast Force of Will here. No, they've got the PO for 1 billion. 17 cards over there. And I think we'll concede to the Force of Will. There we go. Force of Negation. Let's go to the next one. Interesting stuff. Right. Vigors, Deafening Silence. Hex Drinkers can go again. Keep a Plow. That was cool though. There's like completely missed what was important. And that cost me the whole game. From not seeing their line. Not cool, but you know, it's a point where we learn something. Okie dokie then. Round 3, game 2. Against Lurus of the PO. We've got Silences in our deck. We've got Collect Roof on turn 1. I guess we've got to keep this one, right? Just force check them. So, Emerald. Savannah, Collect Roof. Cool, and that's in. It might just get plowed, but it's the game we play. Next turn we might be able to strip, we might be able to cycle Hollow one. Basic Island, Mox Ruby. I'm stripping the shit out of that Basic Island. Am I? I think so. Yeah. Just put that in the graveyard. Lorien. Okay. And they got Tundra because that unlocked Plow. 6 cards on the other side. Don't know about that. Stripping the basic is always so exciting though. But Lorien Revealed makes that a lot worse. Portable Hole. That's something I can Vigor on a future turn. They've got 5 cards. They play a Soul Ring. Play a Soul Guide Lantern. Taking my Strip Mine. They pop the Soul Guide for a card straight away. Now I've got 2 mana available for a Boseiju, which is an uncounterable way to kill that Portable Hole. So Lizard, Cradle. I need one more card. Lizard Cradle, I guess. Or do I just discard the Vigor? No, I think Lizard Cradle. Because I can cast a Vigor in the future if I get another green card. Pass to you, or just Portal Hole you now? I don't really want to give them mana now, and I don't really want to give them mana later. If I let them untap, actually, they can pick up the Portable Hole. So let's just Presage it now. Yeah, because if I pass, they've got PO mana open. So yes, they can get a Tundra here and just plow the Collector Roof, and we're kind of no better off. But better than getting our Presage countered and then having access to the Portable Hole again and 4 cards or whatever. Because if they don't have the plow, they're up against it. Well, I think these games have told me that I do want access to Chalice and Misstep. They're just so big and so busted that maybe my second Null Rod or my 4th Collector Roof should be the Chalice, and then maybe one of those Once Upon a Times should be the other card I was talking about, Misstep. I think that's roughly what I'm thinking after this little set, but it's interesting. I've done well in events with it, X and 2 in the 2 events I've played, but in the leagues, I think this is the second league I've played, and I have been getting kicked around a little bit, which is interesting. So they get blue-white Surveil land, and they Prismatic Ending the Collector Roof, so that guy's gone. We're back onto 2 mana. And they buy Lurus to the hand. Cool. So we draw, hopefully, a green card. It's a Black Lotus, which is close enough if you ask me. I'm going to cast Lotus. And I'm going to just Vigor now. And just kill those 2 things. And then I'll flip my Bazaar of Baghdad because I can. This gets us another Lizard into play. And then we get an upkeep Bazaar flip. But they might have a Soul Guide Lantern. They've got a Tundra. So is this another plow? Yeah. They plowed the creature card. And now we're going to slowly die to like Lurus value. If we can find our Loam, then we can slowly like... Well, we need to find a Wasteland to go with it. So this is going to be Lurus. If they've got land, then maybe they'll play the Soul Guide. They've got a Lotus. Jesus wept. Okay, sure. So what, they can play Lotus. They can trade the Lotus for a Soul Guide. But my graveyard doesn't do anything. They can trade the Lotus for a Soul Ring. Trade the Lotus for a Portable Hole. They just get the Ruby. That makes sense as well. Maybe I wanted Endurance in. Portable Hole's cool. Vengevine's interesting. I don't like that I'm passing the turn again here. But I don't think I can attack, because then they'll just attack back, get the life back, and nothing happens. Not attacking makes them have to sit back, and it also means that I can... Oh, they eat my Portable Hole now, my Riftstone Portal. But sitting back like this means that I can at least bluff Presage, right? So I've got 2 loopable pieces of Graveyard Hate. I've got 2 plows in my deck somewhere. Plow on Lurus is pretty much the game at this point. Oppo can't attack. We draw a Bazaar. I'm going to activate the Bazaar because I'd like to draw Swords to Plowshares. I draw a bunch of lands. Sure, I'll discard a bunch of lands. And then the game will slip away slowly. Or maybe it's not slowly and it's already happened. So opponent's turn, and they've got all the mana, all the cards. They eat our Boseiju. They draw themselves a card. They play a Pithing Needle to needle a Bazaar. And they play an Emerald. Okay. So I don't know how long I feel like sitting here to find this plow. So I think I'm going to go to a new game. And yeah. I think that match just came down to that attack that I missed the Snapcaster thing on. So I'll see you for the next one though. Okie dokie, we're on the play against one deck. This hand's just 3 Strip Mines and a Dream. Let's take a mulligan. This hand is a Collector Roof and a Vengevine. So to keep this, I'm going to drop the Boseiju and say done. No Lurus. I think I still Bazaar though. Try and filter into, well, more nonsense. Okay, well, let's just discard the Bazaars. And pass the turn to the opponent. We can plow something on 1 if they just go land Mox Frog or something, or Deathrite Shaman. Scalding Tarn and fetch, gets an Underground Sea, cast a Lotus, Doomsday, cantrip, and win. Cool story, good league, good fun. Ow. So, what did we do last time? We kept in the plows. I was pleased with those. Not pleased, they didn't do anything, but I think they're good. I think the plan's still going to be the same thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, sometimes you get turn 1 killed by Doomsday. They Street Wraith, they Ancestral, they Lotus, they Thoracle. Cool stuff. Well, this is a quick one, isn't it? Right, so Deafening Silence, Endurance. And these other cards don't matter. Hex Drinkers, or Once Upon a Time. I think Once Upon a Time's in Loam. This is going to go. I'm going to keep the Hex Drinkers for additional clock, additional Vengevine triggers. It'll just give me something to do as well. Whilst my opponent's resolving Doomsday, I'll be able to talk about how many counters I can put on my Vengevine on my Hexdrinker next turn if I get another turn, whilst not getting another turn, you know? That dead air to fill. We can talk about Hexdrinker counters, which is ever so slightly more engaging than if I was getting another draw step, would I be dredging Loam, you know? Right, what have we got here? Bazaar, Wasteland, Vengevine. So we've got turn 1 Vengevine, Endurance behind. I don't know how it can get better than this. Opponent might have ley lines, at which point we can hold the Vengevine as a green card for Endurance. And we'll be drawing for Deafening Silence off this Lotus Petal. They took a little mulligan, they found a ley line. We found a second Vengevine, so I'm going to discard Lizard, Vengevine, Lotus Petal. Yeah. Cast a Lizard. And then cast a Hollow One. Opponent's got 5 cards after the ley line, so Force of Will takes quite a bit of action out of them. So Force of Will pitching Preordain on our creature. They're going to get to play a land, play a cantrip, and get wastelanded. Cool. It's always interesting though. Like the ley lines don't do a lot, right? I've got 4 Vengevines, I've got a Riftstone Portal, and I've got a Life on the Loam. So currently in my deck, there's 5 cards that have any interest in my graveyard. But my opponent always have ley lines on my multi Vengevine draws. So we're going to put that card into their graveyard and our card into exile, and then we'll dink them for 1. And I don't think we have an activation here, if I'm honest. I'm interested in producing mana at some point in my life. The white source is very good for the Deafening Silence. The green card is very good for the Endurance. The Guy's Cradle is very good if we get things going with the Lizard. So, reasons for everything to stay. I'm going to play a Savannah. I'm going to attack for 1, and I'm just going to cast that Basking Rootwaller. That is what my plan is. Is that good? Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Maybe there's an activation in there, but I feel like that activation is next turn, and I want my cards now. I want my clock going as fast and as hard as possible. I think this is how I do that. So opponent gets to probe me and find out about the Endurance. And they've got nothing. Unless they've got post-combat land. They don't. So Collector Roof is cool. So let's just go Guy's Cradle, Collector Roof. Collector Roof gets in, Endurance is rolled up. Next turn, I then have an activation available, because I can come off the Vengevine to hold up the Endurance using Guy's Cradle. That will mean my Endurance dies to daze. But next turn, I really want to activate in order to find Wasteland, Strip Mine, that sort of thing. Beseiju is also very interesting. But that gives them a land, so I don't like it. Strip Mine, perfect. So discard the non-endurance cards. Attack for 4. Opponent falls to 7. Strip Mine your sewers. We win. Okay, cool. So that was a game. What happened there? I didn't play any hate pieces. I played a Wasteland, right? They played a ley line, and then they protected. They fought the hollow one, and then I hardcast the Lizard, and that just happened. Okay. I still like the Plows because they're still going to have post-board pivots available. They might not bring them in against me. They might just be like, I'm all-out combo against this. But I'd rather not just get bodied like that. This one's funny. I'm going to keep it. No ley line. Important detail. Probe, though. Cycles a Street Wraith. And passes. Cool. Okay. Serum Powder. Not very good. I'm going to cast a Vengevine. And attack for 4. And if they countered that, we do get to think about whether we want to pitch an Endurance. But the problem is we'd be pitching Endurance to Endurance. If I'd drawn another green card, I would have probably had an interest in just like slamming that straight away. But I think without the second green card, it was questionable. This land unlocks a Cyclone Hollow one in the future, which I am interested in. But probably during their end step, in response to something, trying to open up another card, you know? I think Probe Street Wraith is concerning because it just means they're rolled up whenever they get there. We're going to put that theory to the test now. Was it Probe Street Wraith Ancestral? Yeah, Probe Street Wraith Ancestral. Okay, cool. So maybe less rolled up than it seemed. Yeah, because Jet would have like Ritual Doomsday. Doomsday is fixing, right? Because you can just put your blue source on top. So in their end step, we're going to cycle a hollow one. Like Collect Roofs, Null Rods, Deafening Silences, all of this nonsense is fantastic. They get to discard 2 cards. Peak Thirst for Knowledge Gaming over there. Discard Murktide Regent, Fatal Push. So confirming that the plows are good. We attack for 4. And we just roll out the Cradle and the Collect Roof. We've not cast a spell in 8 months. They might have Force of Will by this point. No, they don't. They're on 4. Tabernacle's covered. Murktide Regent would be quite big. Murktide Regent would be quite big. I don't think I care enough. I think they can have a Murktide Regent. I think I need to hold this Endurance for... Like, if I Endurance now, and then they just go like Ritual Doomsday Ponder, I'm going to feel like a knob. If they play a Murktide Regent, I can beat that. They've got a Gush. This could be a consult kill. Replay the sea, or the island. We beat Days, we don't beat anything else. The Preordain makes me feel good. And we win the match. What an interesting match that was compared to the other one where we just got ruffle stomped all the way through. They showed us game 1 that we were a massive dog, and then the second 2 games we just clocked them slightly faster than they were ready for. And that game 2 was interesting. You saw how they had a ley line, and that did disrupt, but it wasn't hard for us to come up with a ley line proof plan, right? We stapled the Vengevine onto our pitch spell. The other one fucked off, and then our 1/1 did the job. So it was a cool match. Shows the different like angles of attack that we have as well. Right, on to a new match of Magic the Gathering. Okay then, so round 5, final round. We're up against turn 1 Tinker. Let's hope that doesn't happen to us. I'm going to powder that hand. I'm going to keep this cracker. I can't remember what they play. I think they're a player with range sort of thing, but for some reason my mind just thinks bug, but I don't think I've played this player in a while, so it might not be true anymore, you know? But if we draw a Collect Roof and they're like a more artifacty combo deck, they haven't revealed a jewel, haven't revealed a Lurus. Okay, so it's just bizarre. Okay. So what, we get to go Wasteland Hexdrinker. They're on Dredge. Yeah. Wasteland, you. Dredge, I've got those 4 priests for. Oh, they're on Squee. That's gotta be great for me. That's gotta be great, right? Squee. Well, I don't know who I'm rooting for at this point, but I feel like I'm not as cold. Now I'm dead. That's not true. But notably, my sideboard package for this is not very good at all. Endurance is fine. Containment Priest is dreadful. So I need to be on... Oh, they've discarded a Bazaar. They played a hollow one. And another hollow one. Okay. Let's play Bazaar. Activate it on our end. Put in more power and toughness. They've got 2 cards in hand. They have got 1 squee rolling. My Besajus will be good post board. Cast a hollow one. Does hollow one get the counter spell out of them? Yeah, it does. Okay, so they've got 1 squee. They don't have a Noxious Revival at the moment. Counters on Hex Drinker. My Vengevine's going to trade off when they come in. And then I'm going to Wasteland them. And hope that this activation doesn't find them yet another Noxious or yet another Bazaar. Squee Vengevine Powder. Or yet another hollow one. Opponent doesn't attack. Cool. That's really good. So, Gaia's Cradle. Counters on this guy. Make 4 mana. Counters on Besaju or Bazaar of Baghdad. We win. So Besajus can come in. Endurances can come in. Plows can come in. Null Rods can definitely go. That one's a lock. And then probably just the Collector Reefs, actually, right? Yeah, this looks great. Because then I've got a Loam, Waste Loam lock. Hex Drinker breaks board stalls. I match them exactly in Lizard Land and Hollow ones. But I've got Endurances and Besajus, and their hate's likely going to be Leyline of the Voids or Ravenous Traps, which I think I'm good against. I believe I'm good against, sort of thing. So that's cool. And the reason my package is set up like this is because I really, with Priest, is because I really can't beat Oath. It's just Oath and Doomsday are the 2 matchups I really struggle with. So that's why I'm on Priests instead of like a Leyline or something. This hand's unkeepable in a Bazaar Mirror, so we're going to exile our 3 Plows. We found the 4th one. We found a Bazaar. We found 2 Wastelands. So let's keep this and hope that their opening is controlling and not aggressive. They've kept 7 as well by the looks of things. Yep. The classic Bazaar Mirror. And they're just on Bazaar and Pass. I obviously don't know the makeup of their hand, but not never, but I'm kind of dubious. You play hollow ones, you're on the play. I don't know. Maybe they've got like one of each pitch spell, and they want to come up with a reaction to what we've got. Vigor Vengevine. Sure. Then they'll have Noxious, and then we'll have Wasteland. No Noxious there. So maybe they've got second Bazaar of Baghdad? No. No, they just have a squee deck. It's a good chance we get wasted, but I am going to put in a bunch of power, so I think it's fine. I've got 2 Bazaars, though. Sorry, homie. I've also got Plow, if they go ham. Cast this. Cast this. Cast this. Cool. So we can Plow their Hollow one or their Vengevine. We can waste their Bazaar of Baghdad. We can play a Gaia's Cradle and a Serum Powder. Cool. Handsomely exposed to Fury. I'm going to activate my Bazaar. And discard Powder, Vengevine, Lotus. Maybe I shouldn't have discarded the Vengevine. But all my lands are so good. Yeah, that was quite punty, right? Because I could have just cast a Vengevine here and not had like the second Bazaar in my hand. Never mind. In for 5. Yeah. Hold Vengevine. They Noxious their Bazaar. So this could then dump a bunch of power and toughness, and then I do get punished for that punt just now. Hexdrink is really good. Hexdrink is very good at breaking board stalls. This turn we're like locked into wasting the opponent. That I think is mandatory. Opponent's attacking, so I am not blocking. Would like to draw an Endurance. Fury comes in, exiling Pyro-K. Lizards go to the graveyard. Hollow one. Hollow one. Cool. I come off my Bazaar. So we return the flavor. Attack for 8. Yeah, I think so. Opponent blocks. I'm fine with that. And then we wasteland your Bazaar of Baghdad. And if we're both just left on lizards, then I'm winning, you know? Because my lizard's massive. Long pause. Wasteland, sure. Wasteland my Bazaar, absolutely. No attacks. Land, plow your Vengevine. Bang. And in for 7. Both players Bazaarless. But I've got mana. 2 cards over there. Another Wasteland. Waste the Cradle. In for 1. I'll play a Hexdrinker. I know I could slow roll, but I just don't think I don't think it matters. My opponent's struggling. And yeah. Fury killing a creature is big. They pitched a Squee to do that. Hollow one goes away. Counters on or play a lizard? I guess counter on. This is so slow though. Well, this is 3 turns. The other one's 6 turns, right? The other option. Swingy game. This has been sick. Two cards over there now. Fury again. Cool. Just runner, squee Fury. They get him for 1. Guy's Cradle. Which I won't play because they might offer the trade aggressively. Strip mine, okay. I'll play my portal so I can attack next turn. This is a fun game. Oh, Savannah. Let's play the Cradle. It's just that age-old thing of my lizard is bigger than his lizard. You know? How that happens sometimes. Oh, fuck. Wow. I bet he's just got more lizards than me. I'm doing my best not to go completely off the rails here with what I say. Okay. I've got Bizarre Bag too. Discuss. I'm going to discard these cards. I'm going to cast this. Got no cards. Yeah. Let's go Once Upon a Time, trigger AggroVine. I'll take the Hex Drinker. I think that's better. Oh, 2 Vengevines. I win. Good games. That was cool. We go 3-2 in our Vintage League with some Savannah Vine, which I've been enjoying. I've had good games with it. I think the sideboard's up for debate. I think the White Splash is up for debate. We might not need it, you know. I think this being I think this Null Rod being a chalice. I think a Once Upon a Time or something being a misstep might make it better. But I've had a lot of fun with it. You saw how we can dodge all the sideboard hate in some games. You saw we can have disruptive white cards post board. But, you know, there was the 2 rounds we lost. Sure, one of them was like a slight misstep on my part, but our opponent did also just completely roll us in the other game with a multifaceted deck as well. And then you saw round 1 that Doomsday's somewhat hopeless. I still feel like despite splitting the matches against Doomsday today. So that's a league. That's another XN2 with the old Savannah Vine. I might keep working on it. I might go play some other decks, but I've been having a good time with it. Feel free to check it out in a league. Play it yourself. Let me know if there's any changes you would make to the list. I've got the Riftstone Portal. Do I want some Echoing Deeps? The mana package is tough. One thing that came up for me in events is I don't have a basic land for when you inevitably take the initiative off your mono white gamer. So yeah, cool stuff. Great times were had, and I'll see you next time.